one told her until she got to the table. Those, and, oh, I dare say, and those were the days when Mr. McNee could raise one hair of his left eyebrow and the world was silent. Mrs. Manning, Mr. Horgan, Mr. Wade, Mr. Wynne. This was the school I came into as Mrs. Wiseman. My title then was Pastoral Coordinator, and no one could really get their heads around it. In fact, in my very first year here, I had Christmas cards addressed to Mrs. Wiseman, the postnatal co-radiator. Then I got divorced, and I went back to my maiden name, and I became Miss Taylor. And even before assembly, I was sitting in my office on that first day as Miss Taylor, and there were two people outside the door. One was Hannah Uglow, and the other was Ellie, whose name, I've forgotten Ellie's surname, but they looked at the door, which now had Miss T. Taylor, postnatal pastoral coordinator on it, and they said to each other, "Who's this? Who's Miss Taylor?" "Well, whoever it is, we want the pastoral coordinator, so knock on the door anyway." And then in assembly, it was announced that Mrs. Wiseman would now be known as Miss Taylor. And that day, I went out to the lower school playground on playground duty, and this kid came up to me, slightly protruding teeth, hair standing on end, and he looked up at me and he said, "Is it going to be Miss Taylor or Mrs. Taylor?" And I said, "It's going to be Miss Taylor, Chris." And he said, he's 11 years old, he said, "Does that mean you're available?" So I said, "Why? Are you offering?" And he said, "Well, I could do worse." Those were the days. Those were the days of active PSE lessons, of putting condoms on bananas and cucumbers. Those were the days. The days when you were here. I overheard at Canterbury bus station recently an ex-Chaucer pupil being asked what school she went to, and she said, "I went to Chaucer Technology School, but it used to be a good school." Forget that. Forget what's happening now. As a staff, we are proud of what you have become. And someone like Warren comes from the school, Warren, who can fix up a jaunt like this. And on behalf of the staff, who are having just the greatest time tonight, Warren, I'd like to present you with a little gift. Please come forward.
Go on, Warren. She's available, Warren. No speech.
Yours was the school where every year 800 kids applied to come from year 6. We had a 9-form entry and could only take 260. Yours was the school at the cutting edge of technology and the envy of other Kent secondary schools. Yours was